Hello and welcome to Italy. Welcome to the region of Trentino, where we will be live over the next week, bringing you all 5 races from the Junior World Championships 2025. We will start off today in Levico Terme for the sprint relay, before moving on to the sprint and then the forest races later on in the week. We're going to have 80 teams lining up for this sprint relay today, so we're looking forward for it being a fantastic race. I'm Catherine Bett, I'm one of the commentators today, and I've been doing the senior races for quite a few years, but it's my first time commentating live on the Junior World Championships, so I'm very excited that we're going to bring you all of the races. I'm being joined by Bruno Nazario, who is no stranger to the Junior World Champs and no stranger to the commentary as well. So thank you, Bruno, for being alongside me. What do you love most about the Junior World Championships?
Yeah, first of all, it's a huge pleasure to be making the commentary of JWOC together with you. You are a big reference in the commentary world. And this is, in fact, a very special championship in the international scheme, because this not only involves the competition part that, as we may see today on the pictures, is going to be really, really challenging to manage to get the medals, but also the social part and the togetherness, having runners from all over the world competing together this year in Italy.
Yeah, these runners are going to make friendships that will last a lifetime. And as you can see from the conditions there, it is warm in Italy, 36 degrees. It's going to be tough conditions for the athletes. Thank goodness it is only going to be a short race today, as we have the 4 legs of the sprint relay. So we will start off with the women, then the 2 men's legs, and then women on the end. Bruno, here's the map. Our first chance to look at the challenge they will be taking on. Do you want to talk us through the challenge they've got today?
Yes, so it's a pretty straightforward sprint relay course. As normal in the junior class, this starts in the more open area. So we start in this more park area with this heavy forking here in the beginning that will spread a little bit, like Catherine said, 80 teams. And then an interesting route choice from number 2 to number 3. Let's see if some of them will take the more east route choice. That will for sure lose some time there. Then they head out into this more residential area with more intricate orienteering. You really need to navigate well into the canopies, out of the canopies, and have the correct route choice between the controls. The men will do the extra loop from 8, 9, 10 to 11, and this control 9 to 10. Interesting route choice here. Let's see who of them will go more to the west and use the stairs. It's a little bit shorter, but maybe the runnability will not be as fast as going all uphill in the roads. And then this really interesting route, both for the women from 7 to 8 and for the men from 10 to 11. We will see for sure different route choices going into that control. Then the runners will head again into the arena, long route choice into the park. And from control 13 onwards, there is no more forking. So it will be exactly the same course for everybody. They will pass the first time at the arena, in the arena passage. And then this last loop, same for all the legs, around 600 meters of running. Not particularly very technical, so it's very straightforward in the orienteering. But here, maybe some route choices like this 18 to 19, that we may well have some runners going more to the east side of the leg and losing some time there. So it's a 3.1 kilometers course for the women, leg 1 and 4, and 3.5 to 3.6 for the men on leg 2 and 3.
Yeah, you can see the details just coming up there. We estimate winning time 55 minutes for the total relay, but it's going to be so fast out there, isn't it? Especially because it's so open. As you can see, all the athletes getting ready, lining up. We've got 80 teams to start with, and you can see there's this natural amphitheatre here that creates a really, really nice arena. As you mentioned, we'll have them running through in an arena passage as well. But now is a nervous time, isn't it?
Yes, now the nervousness is coming up, and Well, see who will be managing to keep the orienteering all together and not fall into one of the wrong route choices, because there are some route choices where you can well lose some precious seconds. And Kat, I think that's today. It's going to be down to the second between the top teams.
Yes, it could be really close. So we run through the start list here. Norway were number one. They're the defending champions. But I want you to pick out a couple of favourites for me now, Bruno.
Yeah, so of course, Norway needs to be one of the big favorites for today's race. They have won the sprint relay at JWOC 2 times, and remind the viewers that we only had three uh, sprint relays at the Junior World Championship, and Norway won two of them in 22 and 24. Then also Hungary, they were world champions in 23, and the same two girls are on the team, Janka Mikes and Rita Maramoroshi. So they are also one of the favorites for today's race. And maybe for me, the biggest favorite today will be the team that you can see on the picture, Switzerland, with Henriette Radzikowski running first leg, and then David Baumberger, Loic Berger, and Celine Sandvold. Let's see what Switzerland can do.
Yeah, they've got a few medals from last year's sprint races, the Junior World Champs, that team. Already very experienced. We just saw Sweden won, that's Freya Kjærne starting them off. For Hungary, Janka Mikes is going to lead off the Hungarian team. She was fourth in the middle distance last year. That's the team from Czechia. Hanna Vitkova is the only change to that team compared to that which came fifth last year. So everybody else already run in a good team. That's France, Lucie Gaudion, running with Antoine Dello, Arthur Perrin, Fanny Delahaye. This is Finland, some big runners here, especially in the women's class. Ellie Punto going to start them off. She was second in the sprint last year. And here is Australia on this first line. This is Mila Key, already a very experienced orienteer at this level, running with Cooper Hawley, Ellie Dent and Nia Shingler on the last leg. So those are the 8 on the start. On the first line of this start, there's, as I said, there are 80 teams. As we look across to Belgium, this is Sarah Ruman. She'll run with Julia Fritz, Loic de Kiet, David Soap, and Nona Constance. Oh, I'm skipped a team on my start list. Anyway, this is Spain. Monica de Miguel Arneson going to start off the team there. And this is so exciting about JWOC's relay. So much could happen.
New Zealand can be also a really big threat on the. I think that the two teams from overseas, Australia and New Zealand, they can really threaten the podium. So the top 6, maybe if they do some perfect race all around, I think they can be on the fight for the top 6 today. But we'll see.
Yeah, and we'll see lots of probably changes of position throughout this whole relay. It's so hard to predict how good these juniors are because they can make huge leaps of progress in a very short space of time. So it's going to be really exciting, I think, to see everything kind of change up and everybody change positions, I think, throughout this relay.
Yeah, and also with the forking, especially on this first part, after they go to control number 4, the forking is quite balanced, but we will see some changes on the GPS and on the leads because the first control is longer to one side of the forking and is shorter to the other one, and then it will balance up. So it will be interesting to see how they can mentally handle being in front or being back and chasing the others.
Yes, there's some specialism really required for a first leg as well. First leg of the sprint relay, when there's so many athletes close together, you've really got to keep on your own orienteering, doing your own pace, making your own decisions, but pushing super hard amongst all of those athletes as well. We've got this gorgeous drone shot over this park. It's a spa town. It's quite a nice park, lots of ornamental trees, but they are ready to go. You can see just got their maps folded up in their hands, and there they go. Junior World Championship sprint relay is underway. 80 teams across 4 legs. We will find out in less than an hour who the first Junior World Champions of 2025 will be. You can see they run out of the park. One of the runners has gone off a bit quicker than everybody else, trying to get to that start point first.
Yeah. So already some small gap there in front. Oh, nice pictures here on the from the terrain, and you can see very packed runners going still to control number one. So the first part of the leg is the same for both of the forkings, and in some seconds you will see the runners splitting out to go to their own control.
Yeah, you can see they've gone past the hotel here. They're going to take a right, and then there's two different controls, as you kind of might expect for the start of this. But it's so great to get a sense of what it is like in this pack of runners. There is the sound of everybody kind of trying to cut these corners, trying to get a good position, and obviously it's completely quiet, nobody talking. And these are the two groups splitting up. So the B control on the right hand side, you can see, I think that's maybe one of the Aussies in yellow leading
Yeah, I
that
think
pack. They've
so.
gone to that control, and the further control in the distance is number 1A. It's on one of those trees you can just see there through the gap where that control is.
Yeah, so you see here Sweden, Croatia, and Spain. They went to control A, and they are now back into the pack. And as you may see, they are a little bit behind, but this is normal due to the forking here. Like we said, we expect them when they go to number four. Both forkings are quite balanced, so there we can really have a glimpse of who is in the lead. Now here, interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, different route choice going out into control number three.
Yeah, a lot of people just stopping there and waiting to see what everyone else is going to do, making their decision. So you've kind of done some analysis on this leg, haven't you?
Yeah. We have done some analysis, and I think in both of the forkings, it is shorter to go to the west side of the line. So even if you have 2A, it's faster to go, or shorter at least, to go when Denmark is going. So with Finland, Hungary, Norway, and Switzerland, they are going on the east side, and yeah, it's going to be slightly longer than the others. So let's see in a few seconds if they are in the lead or not.
Yeah, and I think even it's hard to see the little gap into round the building to get to this third control if you're going west. But Great Britain, Belgium, Denmark, Czechia, Canada, a couple of the mixed teams have gone on that westerly route. Most of the athletes, so I've got more athletes on my on my GPS screen than you guys can see here, but Norway, Finland, Hungary, Switzerland, all of those teams going on the easterly route. Let's try and catch up with them then.
Yeah, but it's looking very good for Great Britain, Catherine. Yeah, indeed.
Can start getting excited. It's early. It's Imi Peters on the first leg, Sheffield-based athlete. So this is the 3B control they're just coming into here. We'll have to see what the others have done. I think they've managed to get a gap based on that.
Yeah. Like I told you, if you go more to the west side of the line, you will get some gap. If you execute it quite well, you will be in front when you go to control number 4. So here we have, it's France in the lead, or at least on our
France.
screen.
There's Britain, there's Czechia, Australia, I think.
So the two French teams are leading. Yeah. And then Great Britain, also third position for them. Then Czechia, Sweden, Australia also passed their 6th position for them. So yeah, the teams that went to the west side of the line, they are all leading the race so far.
Yeah, then we have
Great Britain, third place.
Yeah, it's a great start for Imi Peters. We have the Norwegian teams in 15th, 17th, so we need to remember, watch out for that team with number 1, Norway, the defending champions. There's France, there's Australia, we have Sweden, as you can say. Emilia Key just standing there, just deciding her route here. So this is control 6 on the map, as they do. There is basically a barrier in the way here for this control, which is why maybe Miliki Justice was deciding which way she was going to go. But pretty much everybody here going straight on at this one. They will climb up the hill and then kind of have to come back on themselves to the next control. But France currently leading.
It's a tricky route choice, both to control number 7 and then again to control number 8. So these two routes may also be quite decisive. For control number 8, it's very hard at least to find a way to go to control number 8. But as you will see, I think they will go up to close to the church there and use the canopy to go into the control.
Yeah, so you can see one of the Swedish runners in the picture there, following behind her. And we'll try and catch up with the route that she's going to go. All these barriers in the way mean we think it's good to go north out of 7 and then past these kind of steps to the church. You go west around the barrier, then north of the church in at that point. But of course, our GPS having a bit of trouble around the buildings here.
Yes, but it seems like it's Sweden that is leading the relay so far. Freya Järne, she has been really dominating the early season in Sweden and here performing extremely well in the beginning of the relay. She's all alone there.
Yeah, she's all alone and she is climbing up the hill to control number 8. So she's approaching from the south, I think, here.
Yeah.
We'll watch her. She keeps climbing up this hill, up this slope, and nobody else in the picture at the moment. You can see, again, you get some indication of the different routes the athletes have been going to control number 8. It's hard to get a sense of exactly how they're doing.
But here I may say that Czechia, Great Britain and Hungary, they are doing the best route choice to this forking here. So if they execute it well, I think that they will be in front of Sweden. Now we have it in the pictures.
Yeah, this is Czechia here, Anna Vitkova.
It is not going to be a huge gap when they go out of the forking, but I think that Czechia will be leading the sprint relay.
Just stopping here. Just got to be careful to get the right bit. She overshot here.
She made a mistake. She went on the wrong street there. Now she's on the right way. She will lose some time, and I think that's in the lead of the relay will be Great Britain.
Yeah, we'll see you as they come into the park, try and catch up with the others here.
But the speed of
Anna,
the speed of Anna is very impressive going into the park area.
So again, there was another route choice to this 9th control. You could either approach this 9th control from the south, going through the gate at the bottom, which looks like this is what Hannah's doing here, or you can approach from the north and drop down into the control.
And again, going to the north is slightly shorter than the route choice that Czechia is taking here.
So as you can see, it looks like is that one of the leading teams here? Is that one of that looks like the British team? Looks to me like Imogen Peters here, and you can see more athletes coming from the left.
Yeah, so pretty soon we will have them together again, and we have the split times, and we will see there who is leading the relay.
Pick up the athletes through the park on this drone shot. It's so close at this point, as we might think. There's Mila Key was the first one through there, then Hungary, then Switzerland, then Sweden, Czechia 2 up there, Switzerland 3, Israel first team into 7th place. Really strong work there. We've also got Croatia, Czechia just through, as you can see in the picture. There's Great Britain and possibly Finland at Finland 2, Pelika. And they will come soon into the arena passage very shortly.
Yes, another small mistake there, but still no Norway passing at that control.
No, let's see if we can see. Norway won, yes, just there. 47 seconds down.
So now there will be some work for Marco Zirch on the second leg for Norway to see if they can get back into contention for the victory on the sprint relay.
So this is the arena passage.
Yes. So
This is
it
team
is in
number
fact
40,
Czechia
Czech
too.
2. Yeah, Victoria Shakova, Czech 2 in the lead. Very impressive there and super close. 8 teams in 15 seconds as Vikova from Czechia 1 goes through, 15 seconds down, and a bit of a gap then to Croatia. But this is Czechia 2 coming through this point, the arena passage, just a short amount to go on this first leg. Then we have Israel's team number 34. We've got Switzerland there. We've got 2 Swiss teams, in fact, Henrietta Radikowski and Leonie Mattis, both of them in the top 10. There's Australia through with Mila Key. There is Croatia, number 16, Gloria Skalapek. So Emily Gibbons just rolling up the hill there for DB's second team alongside Norway, Ukraine, Sweden, Switzerland too. Switzerland too, who came in silver medal position last year, beating Switzerland 1. Denmark coming through as well. And now the men the boys going out on the second leg, getting ready to go. They've seen their runners go through. And maybe, it starts to feel very, very real. They'll make their final preparations, try and stay calm as all of this noise happens in the arena as we cheer on all of the teams going through. But they on this last section here, this is no forking, no gaffles on this last section.
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward going into this last loop. You just need to execute and run as fast as possible. And as we said, try not to be tricked onto the route choice to the second last control there. If you do a bad route choice, you can lose also some seconds, but it's so impressive to see that we have 25 teams within 1 minute of each other.
Yes, and actually some of this is 15 to 16 going the longer way around actually here next to the road. This is like 40 more meters to go that way.
Yes, indeed. So they will lose some second if they do the route choice going on that side of the route. There's like this huge private area and you need to go in one side or the other. If you do that route choice, for sure you will lose some seconds.
So on that shot where we were on that last control, we're looking for the athletes to come in from the left of the picture as they go up next to the road. But that was the further way. There's the second to last control there. They punch on the right-hand side and the teams coming into the finish now. There's 3 teams very close together here. They'll punch the last control and then go and hand over. And it's Czechia, it is Czech 2, it is Sweden, it is Switzerland. And that's Switzerland's 3rd team there within Mattis. Yeah, Vitkova, that's Czechia number 1. Jacobi from Israel, Hungary 1, Switzerland 1, Henrietta Radikowski. So 7 teams in 11 seconds at the moment, but it is Czech 2 who are going to hand over in the lead. Victoria Shakova going to hand over to Thomas Kuchera. There we go, 2 seconds in the lead. Sweden, they were 3rd last year. Freya Hjern handing over to Hannes Morgensen, the middle distance champion from 2 years ago at JWOC. 7 teams then handed over.
And so good to see both Israel in 5th position, only 9 seconds behind the leading team of Czechia, and also Australia here in 8th position, 22 seconds behind. Also Croatia, really good, 9th position so far for them. Then the 2 Finnish team coming here together.
Yeah, they hand over in 10th place. That is in the French team, France 1 handing over, Czechia 3. So all 3 Czech teams in the top 15. DB2 and Emily Gibbons handing over then just ahead of DB1. Lithuania also up there in the top 20. And there's 80 teams to hand over. Here's Norway 2. Just watch that Norway 1 handed over, the defending champions in 17th. And teams come through thick and fast here.
They are 50 seconds behind, so it's going to be very hard for them to manage to get another medal in this year's Junior World Orienteering Championship Sprint Relay.
Yeah, it's going to be super, super tricky. High speed exchange here as we see more and more of the teams exchange as one of the Italian teams. Italy 2 changing over home soil JWOC for them, of course. Here's a team from Japan, number 23 handing over. in the top half of the field so far, and more teams coming through to hand over. We have the Latvian second team just handing over. Turkey indeed inside the top half, just about.
And as a Portuguese, I'm still waiting for Portugal, and here they come. I can see Tiago Oliveira here on the picture. So 47 for them.
Yep, 2 minutes down. So those were the standings then at the first exchange. Czechia 2 in the lead, Sweden 1 in second place, and so we've got those 7 teams within 14 seconds, then a little bit of a gap to Australia, a little bit of a gap then to Croatia, but all of those teams on that first page within kind of touching distance of those medals, so it can all change, and we saw a lot of changes as well in the first leg. And obviously, some of the four kings are always planned to be about the same distance, but some of them will be further, some of them will be shorter, and it's only when they've been to all of the four kings after all 4 legs that we really know that the relay has been equal between all of the runners. So they're heading out then towards the first control, those runners there, but we catch up with the leaders. Hannes Morgensen and Thomas Kucherer, Sweden 1 and Czech 2 have made a great start, and look, they've got a gap here now because we haven't had any other teams. There we have Czech 1 and Switzerland, so a gap of about 14 seconds at the start of this second leg of this sprint relay.
Yeah, so another strong race for Hannes Mogensen. It's very good to see him back at the Junior World Championship. He was a middle distance Junior World Champion in 2023 in Romania. Then last year some injury problems and he was not taking part. But here, leading the sprint relay for Switzerland. And here is Daniel Bolejovski for Czechia, David Baumberger for Switzerland, and Mihaly Chobot from Hungary. So the favorite teams, they are whole here together.
So this is control number 6 on the corner, and some of the bit more different routes compared to the women here. They have the same control at number 7, and then they have that extra bit. So 8 teams through at this point. Australia having closed a little bit of the gap, and now going back to, this is the Czech third team. So much depth in the Czech team. Couple of Finns here. One of the British teams going the other way. This route looks for me fairly even.
Yes, unfortunately, I think for France one, I think they missed punch on the first leg. But we have to wait then for the official results. But still Norway here, losing some time.
France missed punch at control 5, punching the wrong control. So that is the 9th control, and back up.
It's fluid orienteering by Hannes Mogensen. And he has created here a small gap to Daniel Bolejovski. And so good to see Australia. And Australia is, in fact, for me, doing the best route choice from control number 9 to control number 10 in the men's class. The car there. Now they'll go up these stairs, and after they do that small turn there, then it's only going straight to the control, and you can already start to plan control number 11. So this is a very good line between control 9 and 10, and it follows still Israel here. So Israel still doing quite well.
Yeah, it looks like a kind of a shorter route. Some of the athletes might be put off by the stairs, but as you could see on the picture, the stairs were not too much of an issue. There's Hannes Mogensen already through then at control number 10. And we'll see, yes, there we go, catching up there. Great work from the Australian Cooper Hawley. Caught up quite a few places with that route choice.
So he was more than 20 seconds behind. at the control before, and now is less than 20 seconds. So really good route choice for the Australian runner. And like we said, maybe this will be a podium position for Australia in today's sprint relay.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the third and fourth legs get on. Here's France and Finland teams as well. And it looks like this second team from Great Britain with Finn Selma Dogood as the whole group comes through from the other direction. Let's take a look at some of the GPS recap.
So what is happening
GPS
there?
struggling a bit, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
even in this open section.
Yeah, maybe a problem with the GPS there. Also for Sweden, of course, they were not going straight. But you can see here that all the guys, they have used the west route choice. Only France did not do that, and Finland won. But the west route choice going out of the park into control number 3 is the best line and the shortest line to go there.
So in the picture there, still looking good for the leaders from Sweden. For Hannes Mogensen is going to hand over to Max Osterberg. There's also Alva Björk on the last leg. Her 4th Junior World Championships. She's done it every single time she had the chance to as a junior, which is quite impressive when you're from Sweden and there's so many orienteers. But
yes,
into
indeed.
the park then here. Let's see where the chasers are. Here's Czechia, and it's Czechia 1. It's Daniel Bolachowski. He was third in the long distance race last year, his 4th JWOC as well.
Yeah, he's so impressive. He was on the bronze medal team in the sprint relay in 2022 in Portugal. So a long time ago, 3 years ago, he was already winning medals in the sprint relay at JWOC. And he's still here. He's more of the forest runner, but he's also running extremely well on this sprint relay. And look at Australia and Israel.
Yeah, this looks like 3rd and 4th, although they might have split up into this next control. So when the women ran the first leg, we saw the route choice going down to the south to this control. This is the northern route through this park here in Leverkusen. This is Spa Town. Oh, there's a mistake here. Just overshooting this control. And this is what you have drama in the sprint relay, because you look at the map and you go, it's fine, isn't it? It's quite easy, this bit in the park. And not when you're doing a sprint relay. Anything can happen.
Yeah, but the pressure of going all alone in the front, it's huge. If you make a small hesitation, the runners that are coming on your back, they can really catch up some seconds here and there. And yeah, that's why it's so exciting to see sprint relay on TV. And this is TV number 3, and now we see that Daniel Bolachowski and Czechia are leading the relay together with Sweden, and then Australia and Israel. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing to see those teams so high up here. There's Hungary. Yeah, he did punch it. It was okay. Switzerland 1 with David Baumberger as well. This is Switzerland 3, the 3rd team from Switzerland doing such a good job. There's 12 nations with 3 teams in this relay. We have France 1 through there as well. We know France have mispunched on the first leg. Let's have a look at these routes then.
Yeah, the control there to number 8, it's quite clever if you use the east route choice, because then you can just continue running after you exit control number 8, and it's more or less the same thing. So you really need to do that route choice. It's much faster.
Okay, so they come through the arena passage, and Mogensen needs to watch out where he's going and how the arena passage works. It will have been explained in the bulletin, but he nearly went the wrong way there, as Hawley and Eschel also through. So Sweden, Czechia, Austria, Israel, bit of a gap. Then we have Hungary and the 2 Swiss teams as well. But it is Daniel Bolachowski in the lead here through the arena passage. Czechia 2 changed over in the lead after the first leg. Will it be Czechia 1 to change over in the lead next? Still great running from Israel and from Australia, but this is the lead here going out on this last section, this very short loop here at the end. We've got Switzerland there, a couple of the Swiss teams just coming through. France as well in that group, but back with the leaders.
And also big shout out for Mihaly Chobot. He's new to the team from Hungary and he's managing to keep the distance to the leaders. So it will be all down to the two last runners in the Hungarian team, Marton Chobot, his brother, and the already very famous Rita Maramaroshi.
Yeah, on the last leg. Yeah, Mihaly Chobot is first year in the junior class, so he's got many more JWOCs he could come do. So one of the youngest in one of these top teams, and probably on the whole of JWOC as well. So really strong running from him on this second leg. So this you can see backing out here. This is the way we kind of expected them to go from the 18th to the 19th control. This is the shorter way because they can cut across this part of the field here and up the hill towards the 19th control.
Yes, like we told you, it's a route choice. Only on this route choice you can save maybe 8-10 seconds on this cutting through the fields. So this is the line that you need to take between control number 18 and 19 on the men's class.
So these third leg runners getting ready to go, doing the last few stretches, and here they come. This is the last control, about to do the handover then, halfway through this sprint relay. It is Czechia and Sweden neck and neck here. They're going to hand over. We can see Thomas Urbanek getting ready to go. So to Max Osterberg, and it is actually Sweden who's going to change over first. As Morganson puts in a little sprint at the end. These two teams are going to have a gap, a significant gap over the rest of the field. This is the Israeli runner ready to go out into third place. He's absolutely had a smashing run, the second leg runner for the Israel team. Over there into and only 11 seconds down. Australia, another good run here, and into fourth place. France won. They've actually caught up a lot of places. They won't know necessarily yet. They've been disqualified as a team. Switzerland won. Hungary, as you mentioned, brothers handing over there at the exchange. And Switzerland waiting as well. In fact, there's the second Czech team as more and more athletes come here into the finish. We've got one of the Finnish teams as well.
And now we have Norway, the reigning junior world champions. They are going out 55 seconds behind the leaders. So the team lost 5 more seconds compared with the last changeover. Great Britain, also very good race for Great Britain so far. Both 1 and 2nd team here, 14 and 15 position. So this may well be the new record for Great Britain as a team.
Their best position was their best position so far in this sprint relay, 16th, so improving on that at the moment, and still about a minute down, halfway through this relay. It's going to be so hard to catch back up places when it's so fast. There are a few route choices where you can make the difference though, if you get them all right. Often it's you're only choosing between one or two, like, you know, there's only 1 or 2 options you can kind of choose between.
Now we are trying to see if we can get the signal of where the runners are going.
Yeah, we basically can't get any signal here. It's been quite hard to track this relay at times when you haven't got the signal coming through. But we can see more of the teams going through now. We've had more than 25 teams change over. There we go, those are the standings then. Halfway through this relay, Sweden and Czechia neck and neck in the lead, and then 10 seconds down to Israel, a little bit more back to Australia and France, and then we had a group there, Switzerland, Hungary all together, then another bigger group around about that 1 minute mark. Let's catch up. This is Czechia and Sweden still together, Sweden in the lead.
Yeah, so in the pictures we can see Sweden with Max Rostberg and Czechia with Tomáš Urbanek. Both of them already at control number 4, and they are still running together. I
Yeah,
think here
making
the
changes
strategy for
as we
them
say,
may
yeah.
see they cannot slow down because they know that behind them they have Hungary and Switzerland, and those two teams they have really strong runners on the 2 last legs.
And it tends to be, at least my experience from the senior level, it tends to be the men are quite often quite close together in terms of ability, in terms of speed, but there's more of a gap when it comes to the women. Does that tend to be the case in the junior ranks as well?
Yes, and I think that for example for Hungary, if they manage to keep it under control, at least like if they manage to keep it like 15 seconds, 20 seconds behind the leaders, on the last leg they have Rita Mara Moroshi, and she is so good in the sprint distances. Last year she was already running on the elite level, and I think that she got to JWOC last year a little bit over stressed with so many competitions that she has done. This year, she seems to make a better plan going into JWOC. So I assume that she's on top form. And if they are 20 seconds behind the leaders, they are probably the main favorites for today's victory.
A couple of teams I want to highlight who just come through. Norway already climbing up a few seconds here, now only 42 seconds behind. Australia was still in third place, and this was a great start from Ellie Dent. Israel dropping down a bit now at this point. Now we're behind Dent here. This you can see he's caught up some time on the leaders here because this looks like Sweden ahead. Fantastic start to this third leg of 4 from Dent of Australia. And
Yes,
there you can see now the leading group goes to is 3 here.
It's crazy to see Australia here. I told you that they would be in the fight for the podium, but I would not expect them to be fighting for the medals. But here, not the best line for Australia going into control number 10. So we will lose some seconds here.
It's a lot better going up the stairs. I think often you see stairs on the map and you think, no, I'm going to be able to climb much faster. But these stairs are quite shallow. They're really easy to take. You do not have to slow down very much. Steep stairs, yes, they really slow you down, but these, they're okay. So we will try and follow these 2 athletes. We will catch up with them at the next control, see how that route choice from Australia has fared. I think he's going to lose a few seconds here because these 2 guys now just need to keep going straight up here. Straight all the way through under this passage, and the control is just the other side of the building.
Here it is.
Let's see.
Oh, he passed already there.
Whoa. Already gone through? Oh my gosh. 7 seconds ahead.
Truly, this is still, he's running on a class of his own. Crazy.
He really
crazy
is.
To
this
see.
is so fast.
Crazy to see how fast he was flying over the route there. Oh, will we have a huge surprise today?
Yeah, we could have a big surprise today because you could tell he started off aggressively, but to get 7 seconds just on that leg when we thought he's gone further, it's his first championships, born in 2008, so one of the younger runners as well here. He's a very young junior is Dent, and this is fantastic start to this third leg for Australia.
And he started 19 seconds behind the 2 leaders at the changeover, and is now already 7 seconds in front of them. So it's impressive, and we are more or less halfway into the third leg of the race.
Yeah, both the British teams through there. James Hammond, the Scot, Adam Methven from southern England. Both through. This is another Swiss team, Switzerland 3 here, and Germany in the top 15. Third team from Czechia, third team from Sweden also in. the previous leg runners as well.
And it's
Estonia,
nice to see.
top 20, and Italy, of course, the home nation.
I don't
in the
know
top
if
20.
you have noticed that Croatia is running with a girl on the third leg. So they have 3 girls on the team, and they are still in the very good ranking so far.
Yeah, super impressive. Good choice there.
So pretty soon we will have already again the leaders going into TV number 3 on the park. And we keep up here with the teams passing at TV number 2. Yeah.
Yep, Belgium
Here
just
they
gone
go.
through. Oh, was that a small mistake from Sweden 1, possibly there? But we can see Sweden and Czechia still together here. You can see they've already gone through.
I think the GPS is from leg number 2.
Previous leg. I was going to say this is like Israel's too
GPS
far
is
up.
not. They are still going to
replay.
TV number 2, so they are still going to control number 13, and on control number 13 we'll have the split times again, and we see if Australia is leading or not.
Yeah, we will manage to catch that as we are behind Czechia. Sweden just coming the other way, just trying to take the shortest line at every opportunity, trying to win a couple of meters, a couple of seconds, you know, setting it up for a good sprint out at the end. There's the drone shot, the third runner that we can see there is the camera operator. Is that Australia through there?
Yeah, I think it's Australia, yes. I think, and
so.
Australia is already on their way to the TV control.
Oh no, that's another of the teams maybe catching up.
And Hungary there, also in contention. Martin Chobot.
Here is the next control then. So Czechia, Switzerland, Sweden through. And it all changes again. Switzerland catching up. That's Loic Berger on the third leg, the sprint bronze medalist from last year. In fact, Switzerland had the same third and fourth legs as they did last year when they were second.
And it's amazing the recovery that Norway has done.
Yeah, this is incredible. I'm so glad you spotted that as well. Have we had... Oh, here's Australia. So this must have been a mistake. Maybe running too fast here, making a mistake. So that's gutting to see them drop down then into 8th place.
Yeah, but they are still in contention for a podium position. Don't forget that for the audience, only the best ranked team from each country will go to the podium.
This is another mistake. Oh my God, there's so many mistakes happening here. That's a mistake from Czechia and from Switzerland. That puts Sweden in the lead. I thought they were doing something weird from that drone shot, and they just didn't have a clear picture about where this last control would be. And it's put Max Österberg into the lead for Sweden, fighting hard here. You can see how much effort it is. It is hot in Italy as well, I tell you, mid-30s. It's really tricky for us, especially for some of the Scandinavian guys not used to this. But we see now that's Czech 2 through into 5th. We have Perrin, and this is Hungary as well, with Sobot there. Ruta Morosi, as we said on the last leg. Then Dent from Australia, must have been a mistake. We'll try and figure out where that was, because he was so fast. The 2 British teams in 10th and 11th as well. James Hammond racing Adam Methan.
And also good recovery from Finland, Rasmus Toirila. He managed to grab the team into the top 10. And on the last leg they have Evalina Oyanaho. Very experienced runner. Last year junior for her. She has been in at JWOC many times. So a lot of chance for her to get some medals in the junior class.
Yeah, Evelina Oyanaho already got 6 JWOC medals to her name, so loads more that she can try and win in Italy. Looking at this last section, the last control is under the tree there, but again, these guys have gone a longer way round by continuing along and going next to the road. They're going to go about 40 meters more, and Here are some of the women going to go out on this final leg, getting ready to go, getting warmed up, trying to stay calm as they see their runners approach, trying to suss out what is going on this last section. You can see there is the Czech runner, Lucy Ditrikova.
And she's already has
champion.
And she's already had the ticket to go to the World Champs later next week in Finland. Impressive for a junior to get a place among the strong Czech team for the World Championship. But now she will go out in the fight for the gold medal.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a better forest orienteer than a sprinter, I think, but she's gonna hand over in the lead. Here it comes. Here's Thomas Urbanek, gonna hand over to Lucy Ditrikova. In the lead here, Czechia maintaining their lead just about, but it's been all changed. Oh, my goodness me, what a leg from Norway. Jonas Bennett injured, fantastic, catching up 40 seconds on that leg. That's going to be one of the legs of this sprint relay. Switzerland 1, changing over 5 seconds down. Sweden 1, 10 seconds down, losing a little bit of time there. Czechia 2, still up there. There's Rika Morazi ready to go for Hungary in 6th place. France here waiting to go. Fanny Delahaye, they did miss punch on an earlier leg though. There's another of the Norwegian teams heading in. Here's France, and we've got Australia and Great Britain there, going to come in the top 10 at the moment. France handing over into 7th place. Australia and Great Britain neck and neck. And we have Finland 1 as well, also in that spot.
And Great Britain, good to see. 2 teams among the best here, so if they can keep it all together, this will be the best result ever for a sprint relay team of Great Britain in the Junior World Orienteering Championships.
Yeah, well, they've got Isabel Howard on the last leg. It's her last year as a junior this year. The Scots been developing really nicely throughout her years as a junior. Emily Atkinson was going on team 2. Those are the standings then at exchange number 3. So Czechia in the lead, but some really big climbers from Norway on that one. Switzerland, Sweden, I mean, they're the huge orienteering nations all up there. Hungary as well. Australia, Great Britain, Finland, some big teams with really quality last leg runners going off on the 4th and final leg. And I don't know where to call it because it's so tight still.
Yes, and the news is that after 3 legs, all the main favorites, they are all up there. So they are all together. We have Norway, Switzerland, Sweden and Hungary, and also Czechia.
Yeah, they were the top 5 from last year. They're all up there.
And Czechia had that bronze medal from the first ever sprint relay junior world championship in 2022. And they are well in line to get another medal here. All in the hands of Lucy Ditrikova.
So this is a lot of the runners going out of the start then of this 4th and final leg. Some of the later runners will try and catch up with the leaders at the first TV control. As they go around these buildings here and the underpass there, you can see in the distance the top few controls. This is a replay, I think this is a replay of the 3rd leg. Czechia and Sweden. Oh, you can see, look, Australia there taking the western route. That's how they managed to close the gap, because that was a good route choice to number 1. That's where the first 2 teams lost their lead, I think. Yeah, keep an eye for Australia, because we know, oh no, maybe not, because we know they made a mistake near the end.
Keep an eye for Switzerland, because they were the only team going on that west route choice to control number 3, so they are all alone in the lead. Celine Sandveld
she was 4th in the sprint race last year. These last 2 same legs as last year, and this is really good quality for her.
Did she punch the control? Did she punch the control?
See.
Oi. Because she... okay.
Which control? Oh no! Yes,
that control number 4. She passed a little bit far from the control. Yeah, and we didn't got the punch. So we got a punch from Lucia Dietrichkova,
Oh,
but not from Selena Sandvold. She was
and
looking
now she's
onto her
standing
map.
still as well.
Oy.
She's really struggling as to where to go. I think to number 5. I think we need to see if we can get a replay here.
Yeah, because I think that she was really reading the map to control number 4, probably too much ahead, and she passed like 2 meters from the control, and I don't think that she punched that control. But now we wait. We have for everything to go right with Celine. But in the lead,
Yeah, this
Czechia.
is now. Yep. So Sandvald's still in that second place, but questions over the 4th one. Norway's still there. Czechia 2, Hungary, Sweden dropping a few places there. This is Australia, and it's Nia Schindler on the last leg.
And Rita Maramoros already got 9 seconds on the leaders, and she's already in contention there for the top position. Also great to see Australia still in 7th place.
Evelina Ojanaho on the last leg for Finland. Already mentioned how much experience she's got, but we're having Sigurd Hausgott from Norway and Rita Maramosi from Hungary. Back to control 6. Another of the Finnish teams, Finland 2. Oh, again, changing routes here. Oh, carnage going on here on this 4th and final leg. I'm trying to figure out which control they're at now. Are they at the 7th one? I think they are.
They are at control number 7, and it's nice to see. I think Rita Maramoros was going on the route choice of the others, and then when she saw that the other ones were going back, she just didn't want to risk it and just took the same route choice as all the others. But they are on the right route choice, the shortest routes from 7 to 8.
And now the others can kind of close up the gap a little bit as they all had to kind of turn. You know, it's easy for these guys to know. They can see all the runners coming back up the hill. They can kind of prepare the route choice that they also want to go back up the hill. Here's Finland 2.
Yeah, but Catherine, I think that Switzerland did not punch control number 4. So on the live results, we have the punch from everybody except from Celine Sandvold. Looking onto the pictures, it's very hard that she has the punch on her SE card.
Okay. Oh, gutting. We'll have to wait, obviously, until the final results to confirm that. But so tough. I mean, that just shows how tricky these relays are, and it's such a common mistake to jump over a control just to completely run past it. But behind Lucia Dietrichkova there.
Yeah, the crossing of the others with Lucia Dietrichkova. So you saw Maramoros passing, chasing the leader Czechia. So Celine Sandvold still in 2nd position on the relay standings. But the lead is here. The lead is for Czechia.
The lead is for Czechia at the moment. On the different route choice then, these 2 women going round. This is the northern route, so control number 9. This is the southern route, I think, here behind Rita Maramosi of Hungary, and Switzerland there, Selina Sandvald, who we think has missed out of control, taking the southern route choice.
It's going to be interesting to see how this route choice pays up. I think Czechia, they are on the right route choice, but they have done a little bit an S, so they should have gone straight up to the north when they leave the control and then into the park. They have lost some time on this small micro route choice, so I think that is going to be very, very, very tight when we come to TV number 3.
Yep, so you can see into the park now, up past the greenhouse. This is the control. This is TV number 3. We're looking for our leaders coming through this point. Who is going to come out and punch this one first? We're waiting by control number 10. They've still got a few more meters to go. These 2 yet to reach the control number 9, approaching from the south. And you have all these sections of out of bounds, all these bushes and everything as well. And the control here, this is 9E. Punch by Lucia Dietrichkova here. Just going past, I think, or about to go past. And then
And
dropping down to control 10.
from an orienteering point of view, from this point onwards, there is no more gaffling, so no more forking from here to the finish. So exactly the same course, but still Czechia in the lead.
And no signs of the others yet. Here come the next two. The next few runners all together going round the house, about to punch. And Ditrikova, despite maybe making not the best route choice to this one, has a 22-second lead. It's so well for her for the rest of these Junior World Championships, and great result for Czechia.
Yeah, and
so top 5.
Czechia second team also up there. So it's truly amazing for this team. But the news is that Rita Maramoros is already in second position, and Hungary is already in the second spot.
Okay, let's see the leaders come through the arena passage. Punching this control here. They've got the arena passage. No more forkings left to go. No more gaffling. Lucy Ditrikova, amazing work here. She just makes it look so easy climbing up this hill. It's a hilly sprint course, I can tell you. And now we wait for the next few. So Czechia through in the lead of about 20 seconds. She's managed to pull basically one route choice. Maramoros now has a bit more of a gap over Czechia and Stepova. Into fourth for Sweden, but managed to get a little bit of a gap on Switzerland, who we think have missed a punch there down into fifth place, which puts Norway and Hasbrook into fifth. This is Rita Maramoros. Final leg for Hungary.
Hungary already in the second spot. So she climbed some positions, but the gap to the leader, it's more or less the same thing as at the changeover. So Czechia is running really well. Lucie Ditrichkova is running really well today. It will all go down to these last controls. There's not so much orienteering to do, and it seems like it's going to be the first gold medal for Czechia in the Junior World Orienteering Championships 2025.
Yeah, they had such a great set of results last year on home soil, so it's great to see that they can repeat that as well. This is Maramoros just running away there, so that's second, third and fourth. Here's the leader, here's Lucy Ditrikova. Just pulled way ahead of the others there. There's Rita Maramoros for Hungary in second place. She's a former JWOC sprint champion from 2 years ago, and it's her fourth Junior World Championships. But here is the leader. Here is Czechia, and there's not many controls to go.
And she's taking the right route choice.
Yeah, I was going to say she's made a good... Oh, be careful on the punch there. She's made a good decision to basically turn back out of this control, because that is the shorter way, and these athletes will be able to see each other, but too much of a gap for Czechia.
Yeah, so the fight now is on for the silver medal, I may say, because Alva Bjork is chasing Rita Maramoros.
Yeah, has she timed this to perfection? It's all about the climb here, because she's just overtaken Czech 2, but looks like nobody will overtake Czech 1. Because here's the current leader. She looks behind as well. Can she see the others? She's absolutely fine. Here's second, third and fourth. Hungary, Sweden and Czechia 2. And they've just got to go around this bandstand for the last one. But let's take the leaders into the finish. It's going to be the best result for Czechia 1. Hanna Vitkova, Daniel Borohovsky, Thomas Urbanek and Lucy Ditrikova leading the exchange most of the way through. But it's been a fight, and here's the challenge for second, third and fourth. It's so close here. Hungary and Sweden, who's going to take it? We have our winners though. It is Czech 1. They cross the line. And there's a sprint on for the second place behind them. I can't call it because it's so close here on the line. I want to be able to see what's happened, and the Czech team are in the way. Oh my God. I still don't know. It's gone down to a photo finish, because we see them. We didn't see them on the picture across the line. On the shot there, they both go into second place, 9 seconds down. And I hope there is a photo finish camera there on the finish line, as there often is for a high-level sprint relay. Goodness me, 14 finish then, and here is Switzerland.
So Switzerland coming in fifth position here. So in fact it's a fourth position, but we need to check if the punch from Celine Sandvald is right or not. And also, really strong race for Evalina Oyanaho. She was 11 at the changeover, coming here into 6 spots.
Yeah, that could be fourth as well if you discount Czechia 2 and Switzerland 1 with a miss punch. Yeah. So great result for Finland. There's Sandvald into 5th. Here is Australia. Fantastic result for Australia. This should be in top 6 nations here, I think.
So it confirms my expectations that Australia will do a podium position. Best result ever for the runners from down under. Really good to see.
And I'm
also,
punching the air.
Best result ever.
Best result ever for Great Britain. Yeah. Well done, Izzy, on the last leg, catching up some places there. Really strong work from the whole team. I know them well, having known most of them since they were about 12. This is the replay. Oh my goodness me. I cannot call a head-on shot is not the best way to call that. I wonder if Sweden got it just ahead. I certainly can't call that. Oh my goodness me. Is that the closest finish you've ever seen in a JWOC?
Yes, well, it's in fact the closest one we have ever had in JWOC. In 2022, we had the top 6 teams coming in, I think, 12 seconds apart, but there was no sprint finish like this one. I still don't know who is in 2nd or 3rd spots. I feel
I'm trying to look at. Yeah.
I feel like Alva Björk is a little bit ahead on the shoulders, but the front picture is not ideal to judge this. For sure, they have the camera there and they have judge there, so we will know in a few minutes.
I think like just on the right of the picture there is a camera there that will be able to tell us. So Sweden 3 already into the finish. This is Sweden 2. We've had Switzerland in to the finish as well. So inside the top 15, all of the Swedish teams. Of course, so much orienteering heritage, big depth in the Swedish squads. So top 14 teams through now. We've got Denmark coming in next. Denmark with Signe Moleskaug into 15th place, as we still see some of the previous legs, or some of the 4th leg runners going through the arena passage.
And I made a mistake previously because it was Venla Letonen. It was Finland 2 coming into the finish. So still no finish for the Evalina Oyanaho. And she will come pretty soon to the finish there, but still. We haven't seen her
teams
yet.
Into the finish. And we've had Italy. There we go. Italy crossing the line in the top 20.
Yeah, I think
it's
that maybe
a brutal uphill running as well. Like, no wonder everyone's collapsing across the line. This looks like, I think this is possibly Estonia next across the line.
Estonia. Yeah, so now we have the replay there. You see, she was passing really. Yeah, she was reading the map. She was not taking care about punching that control. Yeah, it's a pity when these things happen.
There on the broadcast, because you managed to see that. That's so tough. That's so, I mean, especially when you've gone the distance to get that information at download that you've missed that control out, that's really hard.
And she was making really, really good orienteering. She was picking the right route choice. She was all alone in the leads. And she was just taking care about her own orienteering, and miss-punching like that is, it's hard.
This is Croatia, Dora Delic. As you mentioned, Croatia with 3 women on the team. Sara Delic, so they've had a fantastic run there here. And I think 2 sisters on the last 2 legs.
Yeah, exactly.
But there we go. There is the final result. It was a win for Czechia, 2nd place for Sweden, 3rd place for Hungary. In the end, that's how it was given then. We have that confirmation. It was 2nd for Sweden, 3rd for Hungary. They've been given it kind of adjusting the results to go 9 and 10 seconds, but that's what was counted. And then we still have, say, Latvia coming inside the top 20 as well. Any other teams you want to particularly give a shout out to? Any teams particularly impressed you?
I was trying to see where Portugal went, but still no finish for them. But it's from your part, Catherine, amazing because Great Britain is in the podium. And
Yes,
now,
I'm so pleased with the team. Ah,
and now this is the replay of the last leg. So you see all of these three top teams, they all went on the east side route choice. That was not ideal. And they were behind Switzerland at control number 4. But as we saw, Switzerland mispunched there.
I think there was some
And
confusion around control 5 as well. A few mistakes made there.
yeah, and then here we saw that there was that hesitation. First they were going down, but then they ended up going up. And this route choice by Mara Moroshi also not ideal. She was doing some zigzag there. But Lucia Dietrikova on a class of her own, just doing really smooth lines between the control, being ahead of her orienteering, not looking back until control number 17. That was the first time that we saw her looking back, going through the controls. No problem at all with the route choice here to control number 16. And then the final sprint between Rita Mara Moroshi and Alva Björk, with Sweden taking the silver medal in the line compared with Hungary.
I mean, I asked you earlier, is that the closest finish we've seen in, in a JWOC? And I think it's pretty much one of the closest finishes I've ever seen in any orienteering race. I think I remember maybe one sprint relay, a knockout sprint that had to come down to a photo finish, but never on a sprint relay. And honestly, those two athletes battling it out, credit to both of them, because it's a hilly course and it's uphill all the way from control 15. You really have to fight and fight and fight. And Björk was just coming back. Alva Björk was just catching all the way on Rita Mara Morosi, and she timed it to perfection at the end. So incredible. And it feels like there's so much orienteering happened over the last 50 minutes. We'll have to kind of wait for some of the GPS tracking to kind of show us a little bit more about the route choices and where some mistakes were made. But it was, as we predicted, Bruno, very, very tight. Lots of changes of orders and very fast as well.
Yeah, we were expecting this based on the course, and the runners did not disappoint. Of course, here I think in some of the cases the mental part was playing a little bit of a role, because they were running together, and I think they were a little bit influenced about running together. But I was very surprised to see Rita Mara Moroshi losing the silver medal on the running on the last meters of the course. She's known to be such a fast runner, and so I was really surprised to see her losing to Alva Björk on the running. And she may now think that, oh, maybe the punch of that third large control
We're here
was not
with the
perfect.
winners of the sprint relay of today. So how was your race today? You ran a very good first leg. You're also a track runner. How was it? Can you tell us?
It was really difficult because of the weather, but I think I managed to finish third, so it was great. I'm really satisfied, even though I made a huge mistake.
Thank you so much. You closed the gap. How was your race today? Did you like the course? Was it tricky? The weather? Tell us about it.
So firstly, I was very worried about the weather, so it was so hot, so I didn't want to have my head out, and I want to feel ready for all the course and focus well. So I started a little bit slower, and then I saw the Swedish guy before me, so I just ran behind him, and he made a small mistake in the park, and I closed the gap, and then it was in the park that was just pain.
Okay, thank you so much. You kept the position, your race was very good, the rhythm was good, you went fast. Tell us about it, please.
Yeah, it was really fast, but the weather is very hot, so in the start I'm beginning a little bit slowly, and then I push up, and I tried run so far. Thanks.
Thank you so much. You closed the relay, you did a very great performance, and tell us about it, please.
Actually, when we were first on the changeover, I started to be a little bit nervous, but then I concentrate just on my race, and yeah, it went well. The track wasn't really hard. It was just about running fast, so I tried it, and yeah, it was fun. I'm satisfied. But the team was great.
Thank you. Are you looking forward also for forest races or the sprint races mainly?
Yeah, actually, I prefer more forest races. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the competitions.
Thank you so much. Good job to the team today. You won. Good job. Thanks.
Great to get an insight then. Way, there we go. from from the winning team as well. And like Lucy Dichikova says, saying that, she found it to be, quite an easy route. Oh my gosh, look, here's the photo finish picture. Oh, whoa. I was hoping we would get to see that. That's so tight, but it does confirm then Sweden in that second place in the silver medal there. Oh, fantastic work from Alva Bjork. But yeah, interesting to see, Lucy Dichkova thinking it was quite an easy race. Some of the others saying, though, they made mistakes. And that's the pressure that you get on a relay, isn't it? You on paper, it looks quite easy, but there's lots of small mistakes or bigger mistakes even out there because of that head-to-head racing.
Yeah, especially when you have such a huge start field, because then you make a small mistake and easily you have like 10, 15 runners in front of you. So then you have to go through the field to go back again into the leading positions. So all these small details makes it to have success or not in the end of the race. But yeah, today it was very much about keeping it all together, doing good lines between the control and not getting affected by the other ones running around you.
And how will this race impact the individual? How will the runners assess this race, or will they use it to kind of gain some self-confidence before the individual tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that for some of them it will be a good boost, especially here for the Czech team. They will get a good boost about how good they are running, and also they will know. All of them talked about how hot it was, so now they know how to adjust their bodies to how hot the weather is in Italy right now. So when it's hot like this, you just need to, okay, it's like this for everybody. My performance will not be the same as it if it was 15, 20 degrees. So I just need to focus in my own orienteering, do the best I can physically, and then in the end, the result will show how good I was today.
Yeah, there's a heat wave all across southern Europe at the moment. Continuing in through the next few days, the runners are going to be pleased that it is a morning race for the individual sprint tomorrow, aren't they?
Yeah, and I'm quite curious to see how the strategy will be when it comes to selecting the start groups. If the best will go on the last start group, or if we will see some different tactics to go quite early on the day and use the fresh weather for the best runners.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, where do you put your best runners in the list? Because it's not ranked, it's not seeded. Look, that was the second place in a different camera angle to where we saw it earlier on that side view. There was a photo finish camera there. Did so Sweden in the lead with the silver medal, and Czechia 2 in fourth place. Let's go back to the final results. Yes, I was going to say we missed Finland out of the list earlier on.
Oh, okay.
So I think Great Britain, they're just off the podium. Finland now in there with Evelina Janaho on that last leg. And I think we'll stick around and do the flower ceremony of this sprint relay. So the top 3 will get the flowers awarded with the big prize giving later on. Of course, we have to make sure there's no protests or anything like that.
Yeah, but it's a really good result for Great Britain, for example. I think it's the first time that they are on the top 10 and just outside of the top 6 that will go to the podium later on today. So really good result for them. Most of them, since since they were quite young, right, Catherine?
Yeah, yeah. I have coached on basically the first training camp that the British juniors get to go on is a training camp called Laganlear. It's up in Scotland, and they're all 14 when they do that. So I've seen most of the juniors through since they were 14, and then do some more coaching with them, especially those based in the south of England, as they continue on. So they're a great bunch of juniors, and they're all super supportive, and they work really hard to kind of focus on the Junior World Champs as their highlight. There's quite a few, especially on the girls' side of things, where they're it's their last year as a junior as well, so they've been putting a lot of preparation into this. But they're such a great and supportive team when it goes well, when it doesn't go well, and actually having a great, you know what it's like in teams when you have a great performance in the first race. It just kind of brings the whole rest of the team up. It inspires them. It increases the confidence. They have fun around here. And actually, Brynja, as well as you mentioned at the start, it's actually also about competition, but at the junior level, it's still about fun, and orienteering should be about fun. It should be about going to cool places, racing cool races, having great experiences, meeting people from around the world, and making friends for life from people around the whole world. I know lots of people in the senior ranks who have really good mates from all sorts of places, and they met here at the Junior World Championship. So it really sets up that kind of orienteering habit for life. It's such a fantastic start, and they're learning to deal with the pressure, the build up, making sure they're peaking at the right time, making sure they're avoiding injury, all of those things. It's so hard to do, but yeah, definitely good performances in the first race will give all of the teams a boost as we kind of trying to get ourselves ready and sorted for the flower ceremony. Then we have the teams ready to go.
Della gara Sprint Relay per i Junior World Orienteering Championship 2025, Junior World Orienteering Championship 2025. In the third place, winner of the bronze medal for the flowers.
Okay,
representing
we will announce the teams now here. So it was third place in the end for Hungary. Janka Mikes, Mihaly Sobot, Martin Sobot, two brothers there. Younger brother handing over to older brother, and Rita Mara Morosi, but with one of their team just a first year in the junior class. Impressive work there for Hungary. And then in second place, upgrading one from last year, it is a team of Sweden. Oh, we bring the flowers here to award to this third place team. It's the actual medal ceremony will take place later on. They have to kind of get all of the any kind of protests, anything out the way, just double check the results. That is the third place team. Again, an upgrade on their fourth place from last year, who were the winners though back in 2023. There we go, the second place team, the silver medalist in Sweden, Alva Björk. What a fantastic sprint finish from her. Great results all the way around. Watch out for this team as well when we hit the forest as well. A very experienced group of four. Freya Hirna there just taking her medals. Hannes Morgensen, handing medals to the women first. Hannes Morgensen is going to be one of the big favourites for the men in the forest. He's former Middle Distance champion, and with two of the big favourites in the men's class out injured, it could be playing into Hannes Morgensen's hands. And then, of course, we will end with the winners. The new Junior World Champions are Czechia. So this quartet, they were right up at the front of the relay all the way around. Some great battles with Sweden on the second and third legs. where we had Australia in the mix as well. We had Israel in the mix until halfway around the relay too. And this quartet, of course, ones to watch out for the rest of the competition as well. Hanna Vitkova on the right-hand side there, just receiving his medals there. Daniel Bolohovsky, Thomas Urbanek and Lucy Ditchakova there as well. There we go. Those are the top 3 teams on this first race. So much more great orienteering to come. Tomorrow morning when we're going to have the sprint races where they will try and, you know, put together another fantastic race. They'll build so much self-confidence from here. We may well see some of these athletes here on the podiums as well. And then we'll move into the forest. So, Bruno, last quick word from you. How excited are you to have got this JWOC underway with such a great race?
Yeah, it was a fantastic race just to watch here and make the commentary. I hope that everybody had the same fun as we had, and for sure the runners enjoyed this really tight competition. It's always good when you have a packed runners of athletes coming into the finish quite close. It gives emotion to the commentary and it gives emotion for them. And it's amazing to see the really good team performance by this Czechia team. They were really strong all the way. Anna Vitkova did that small mistake, but from Daniel Beliovsky onward, they were pretty much handling all the things right, and they really, really deserve this gold medal today.
Okay, we will leave you with some pictures from the terrain then as we get ready for the athletes will go and rest, recoup, maybe go have a little dip in the lake and try and cool down, ready for the first individual race, because we will be back tomorrow then for the individual sprints. Hope you will join us then. Hope you enjoy the sprint relay, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Realizzando le fotografie per social network, ci sono le telecamere di IOF TV. Spero che siamo riusciti a tenervi coinvolti in questa gara. We hope that you feel yourself involved, committed in this competition. You are all volunteers, so maybe you understand much better